So for this last rant of 2024, I just want to pick up on a point we've made over and over again, particularly in season 7, episode 11, our holiday episode of Fireway, which is that if you think you might need an employment lawyer, you probably do. Or as David said in that episode, if you think you might need a Ghostbuster, you probably do. And I love that, by the way. So thank you, David. So looking ahead to what we expect to see in 2024, I've been practicing now in 2025, it'll be 26 years I've been practicing law and employment law in particular. And every single year I've been saying, if you would think that by now employment law would be settled, but it's not. The law continues to evolve. The societal reality and circumstances continue to change, in particular the last 5 years. But everything continues to evolve, and the pendulum between protecting employers and protecting employees continues to go back and forth. So we don't know what's going to happen. We expect that we're going to see some more battles over termination clauses. And so far, the trend in the last few years is definitely on the employee side of things. So we're definitely going to see that. We're going to see, I expect, courts continue to find new and novel ways to invalidate those termination clauses, including looking at other documents, which gets back to one of the points we always make, which is it's one thing to update your contract, but you should be taking a holistic approach, reviewing your policies, your procedures, and any document that could potentially be used against you. As we talked about, we continue to see new legislation. We've seen the Working for Workers 6 Act. I'm going to predict we're going to see Working for Workers 7. We're going to see the increased use of AI and people struggling to deal with the practical and the legal implications of that. And we'll see some more legislation to address that. We're going to see more legislation in case law dealing with gig workers. We're going to see continued fights over where people are working, which has not slowed down at all. We're going to see damages, as I suspect, damages awards continue to be increasing. So there's more and more potential liability for employers. And we're going to continue to see people forget that their employment relationships are legal relationships. And we're going to continue to see individuals sign off on employment contracts or sign off on severance packages without getting employment law advice, and often leaving a lot of money on the table. And we're also going to see employers who are going to continue to DIY their contracts and their dismissals and end up paying a lot more to fix the errors they make rather than prevent them. That's probably not going to change, although we can hope. And I will mention really briefly that we've been pretty active on TikTok this year. I've been having fun with that. And just over the last few days, one of our posts seems to have taken off, about 20,000 views and a lot of comments, which is awesome. But most of those comments contain information that is wrong. So it just confirms what we always say. There are so many myths and misconceptions out there, and everyone is confident that what they're saying is right. So if you're going to make a decision, whether you're an employee or an employer, don't rely on assumptions, don't rely on your friends, don't rely on your Google search. Get the advice you need from your Ghostbuster or your employment lawyer, because if you think you might need an employment lawyer, you probably do. So our wish for this year is that people will start calling us before they make decisions that are going to impact their rights or their potential liability. And that's all for my rant for this month and for 2024.